Hey VC, this is Luke with Hot Wax and Cool Vinyl. Welcome back. Unless this is the first time you're viewing my channel, then hey, just welcome. Okay, so June 15th, we're in the middle of the month of June already. Time flies. I mean, it's like pop, just like that, and we're already in the middle of the month. So hopefully where you live, the weather is cooperating. Pardon me. Hopefully where you live, the weather's cooperating. Out here, I'm on the eastern end of Long Island, or the east end of Long Island. Weather's been just on point. I mean, really strong all week and all this past week. So much so that this past Saturday, with the restrictions being eased up, I actually had some yard sales. I went to a couple of yard sales. I even bought some CDs. I was just so happy to see yard sale signs up again. Even though it was just very, very few. It was like 3 of them. But it doesn't matter, you know, it was just great to be able to get out there and just experience summer. Everyone still is very, very aware of the COVID, so we're all social distancing. Everyone was wearing their masks, and it was very, very cordial, and it was just a great setting, and it was just nice to get back out there. So let's show this week's finds and purchases, shall we? We're going to start with the CDs I mentioned that I bought at the yard sale. This is James Morrison. It is a jazz CD. Features Jeff Hamilton, Ray Brown, and Herb Ellis. You Are My Sunshine on this. But Beautiful, Chicago on Sundays, which is No More Blues. Brush with the Bun. Shadow of Your Smile, Snoopy-Doo, Autumn Leaves, That Old Rugged Cross, The Jitterbug Waltz, and concludes with Xander. A really nice little CD, a very easy, digestible jazz CD. For people like me who, I like hard bop, but it's just the free jazz is still way, way up here. I still don't get it. But this is easily digestible for those of us who quite aren't into the free jazz. Followed up with Louis Armstrong, Volume 5, Louis in New York. He's Louis Armstrong, so, Okay, on to the records this week. They're all jazz. All 5 of these are all jazz this week. It's just like been a jazz week. We're going to start with In the Wee Small Hours with Wes Montgomery. This are all Riverside presses, or represses as it were. It is a very clean record. Purchased all 3 of these off of eBay, and I guess good fortune for me, error on the part of the lister. He had them listed as West Montgomery, and he had a 3 record lot, and so I guess it didn't turn up in the searches. I stumbled across it. Long story short, I bought all 3 of them for $6, and that included the shipping, like $6.75, whatever it was, including the shipping. And these records are really, 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 really in good condition. Records, covers, the whole 9 yards. I mean, they're represses, but they're early repress. This is, I think it was 66, 67, in and around that area. I don't really recall the dates. When I catalog them in Discogs, I make note of the dates, obviously, because I want the right pressings. But then I soon forget them, because it's important if it's like a blue note. Like last week, I showed Horace Silver, and it was like a 65 blue note. That kind of sticks in my mind, so that's important. But when you get like, years out from the first pressing and repress after repress, it becomes less important to me what year it was, and much more important to me what the quality of the music is. So moving on to the best of Wes Montgomery. This again is on Riverside. Also in very, very good condition. Both the jacket and the record are in good condition. You'll have to pardon me. For whatever reason, I boxed it. I put this back in, not in the way I normally would. And as always, if I don't almost drop a record, it's really not a Luke video. So here is the record itself. And the thing is, I'm really not that klutzy. I mean, it only seems to occur when I'm making one of these videos that all of a sudden the record slips out of my hand. So, and we're going to conclude the records this week with Wes Montgomery Trio's Around Midnight. And again, also Riverside, equally strong cover, record, everything. And there you go. If I hold it this way, it might be a little less glare, but so now all three of these, like I said, are all through Wes Montgomery. I'm gonna omit the best of because that's just kind of, you know. But Around Midnight and The Wee Small Hours, both excellent albums, both easily purchased and economically purchased. This one includes the Wes Montgomery Trio, which is Wes Montgomery on guitar, Melvin Ryan on organ, and Paul Parker on drums on this particular set. Side one is Round Midnight, which is obviously the soundtrack, the title of the record as well. 2, Yesterdays. 3, The End of a Love Affair. 4 is Whisper Not, and side 1 concludes with Echo Ra. Side 2 is Satin Doll, Missile Blues, Too Late Now, and the fourth and closing piece is Jingles. Terrific record. Just a really terrific, easily digestible jazz album. You put it on and you can just put it on your headphones, just listen to it, sitting back in your chair, or reading a book, reading the newspaper. You can just kind of flow with the music. It's just really a great album. Very, very much the same way that In the Wee Small Hours is. This one is All the Way, side 1, All the Way, Pretty Blue, In the Wee Small Hours, Prelude to a Kiss, and The Girl Next Door. Side 2 is My Romance, God Bless the Child, Tune Up, Somewhere, and Baubles, Bangles, and Beads, which concludes it. Again, this is it's a great record as well. Very similar to what you have in Around Midnight. You put it on, you can listen to it without, you know, while you're reading or while you're whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's great to have on. You know, right now I'm listening to Stan Getz in the background. You know, Getz is one of those artists the same way. You know, it's just a pleasant sound. You don't necessarily have to focus on the music just for the intricacies or the changes or the difficult keys that it's playing in. In case you're wondering why my hands, I'm Italian. I speak with my hands. So The Wee Small Hours, another, again, great sounding record. If you're into Wes Montgomery, you don't really need anything. You probably know these albums already and probably are in your catalog. If you don't, it's when you're yard sailing or at your local record store, you can find them inexpensively, and if they're in really good shape, they truly belong in a collection of those who enjoy smooth jazz. So that's going to conclude it for this week. Again, hoping you guys having a great week as well. Hoping the weather is strong by you. It's really, really nice out here by us. I look forward to a more normal summer moving forward. As I've said, each week seems to be getting a little better. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of the spring where the COVID kind of, became very, very, very serious very, very, very quickly. Hopefully we've learned our lesson and we can social distance and take appropriate measures to not get reinfected. So enjoy yourselves. Have a super week. Enjoy your summer. I'll talk to you next week. Cheers.